What if humanity could take the most hostile planet in our solar system and turn it into a second Earth? A world where temperatures melt lead, where pressure crushes spacecraft, and clouds rain sulfuric acid. This is Venus. But what if we could change that? What if we could terraform Venus, reshape an entire planet's climate, atmosphere, and surface to make it habitable? This isn't science fiction anymore. It's one of the most extreme engineering challenges ever imagined. Today, we explore what it would take, the science, the obstacles, and whether humanity could actually pull it off. Venus is often called Earth's twin. It's almost the same size, it has similar gravity, and it's right next door in cosmic terms. So why not colonize it? The answer is simple. Venus is a nightmare. Surface temperatures reach around 465 degrees Celsius. That's hotter than Mercury, even though Venus is farther from the Sun. The pressure? About 90 times Earth's atmospheric pressure. That's like being nearly a kilometer underwater, everywhere. And the atmosphere, almost entirely carbon dioxide, wrapped in thick clouds of sulfuric acid. In short, Venus isn't just uninhabitable. It's violently hostile. Scientists believe Venus wasn't always like this. Billions of years ago, it may have had oceans. It may have even been habitable. But then something catastrophic happened. A runaway greenhouse effect. Carbon dioxide trapped heat. Oceans evaporated. Water vapor made the greenhouse effect even worse, and the cycle spiraled out of control. Today, Venus is a cautionary tale. A planet where climate change didn't just warm things up, it completely transformed the world. Terraforming Venus means doing the impossible. We would need to cool the planet dramatically, remove most of its carbon dioxide, reduce atmospheric pressure, add water, and stabilize the climate. In other words, we'd need to rebuild an entire planetary system. And we'd have to do it on a scale humanity has never attempted before. The first step is cooling Venus down. Without that, nothing else works. One proposed solution? A giant space sunshade, a massive structure placed between Venus and the Sun, blocking sunlight before it reaches the planet. We're not talking about something small. This would need to be thousands of kilometers wide, a structure so large, it would be the biggest engineering project in human history. But if it worked, temperatures could begin to drop, slowly, over decades, or even centuries. Cooling alone isn't enough. Venus's atmosphere is the real problem. It's incredibly thick and almost entirely carbon dioxide. So how do we get rid of it? Scientists have proposed several ideas. One option is to freeze the carbon dioxide into solid form. Another? Use massive chemical reactions to lock carbon into rocks, or even deploy billions of machines to capture and process the gas. Each option is mind-blowingly complex, because we're not dealing with a small amount, we're dealing with an entire planet's atmosphere. Once Venus cools and its atmosphere thins, we face another problem. There's almost no water. So where do we get it? One idea is to redirect comets or icy asteroids. These space objects contain massive amounts of water. If we could guide them safely to Venus, they could deliver oceans. But there's a catch. Impacting Venus with large objects is dangerous, too many impacts, and we risk undoing all our progress. Now comes the final step. Life. We would need to introduce microorganisms capable of surviving harsh conditions and slowly producing oxygen. Over time, plants could take root, ecosystems could develop, and eventually, Venus could begin to resemble Earth. But this wouldn't happen quickly. We're talking about hundreds to thousands of years. Here's the truth. Terraforming Venus isn't just difficult. It may be beyond our current capabilities. It would require advanced space industry, planetary-scale engineering, enormous energy resources, and global cooperation. This isn't a project for one nation or even one century. It's a project for a spacefaring civilization. So, could we terraform Venus? Maybe. One day. But the bigger question is, should we? Because Venus isn't just a challenge, it's a warning, a reminder of how fragile planetary climates can be. Before we try to fix another world, we might want to make sure we don't break our own. Still, if humanity survives long enough and reaches far enough, Venus might not always be a hellscape. It might become our second home. Subscribe for more space engineering and future tech.